Hello everyone, my name is Crystal and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then hit that subscribe button because we're friends, we just haven't met yet.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Donna. Okay, give me just a second. I'm never on top of things. This is a last minute decision to go live, so I need to let people know I'm here. How have you been, Donna? If you all can hear me, I know I always have to start out with this, but my internet is for nothing. If you can hear me, let me know. Just put a 1 in chat. Okay. Just a second. Hey, Rosie. I am feeling better. You all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I about worked myself to death here the last couple of days. Um, my sister moved into an apartment. She was living in a camper that was in my yard. My daughter decided she was moving into that camper. Um, then Miss Kay moved into my daughter's old room, and then the twins moved into Miss Kay's old room. And then in the middle of every bit of that, I've had pneumonia. So just be honest with you, I'm pretty glad that everything's caught up now, and I ain't having to worry about it too much. But last night was so odd because it was the first time that the twins have slept in a room different than where they normally would be in my bedroom, in their own beds in my bedroom. But last night was the first night in their own room. And you all, I would be totally lying if I said I did anything other than sit and stare at a baby monitor all night to make sure they were okay. But that was exactly what I did. And it was odd. It was a little odd for me. My daughter's first night sleeping in her own place. It it's been a little emotional roller coaster, to be honest. And I didn't think that it would affect me as much as it did because, well, she's in the yard. But it did, okay? It did. I was looking out the window first night that she was down there, making sure everything was okay. But she likes it. The twins like their room, so all around it's worked out pretty good. That's a lot of new adjustments within. Yes, it is. It is. It's a lot of new adjustments for us. Um, Hope is so independent, and she's always been independent. And I guess you could say I knew it was coming, but man, I didn't think it would bother me as bad as it did. Um, I will say that it would have been a whole lot worse if I didn't have Miss Kay, her daughter, and the twins here too. So God knows what He's doing. Um, in the midst of all these adjustments, I got to thinking about how sometimes we can be so blessed and we forget about the blessings that God has already gave us. You know, when we're praying for them and then they happen, of course, thank you, Lord. But we need to continue throughout remembering what He's done for us and thanking Him for it, because sometimes when trials come and we get busy with life, we have a tendency to, well, get wrapped up in everything else and forget to say thank you, God. Thank you, Lord, for everything you've done for me. Coming into this holiday season, us just remember what it's about. It's not about Santa Claus. It's not about the presents. It's not about the food, as good as that is. It's about the birth of Jesus. And God gave His only Son that we could have eternal life. And I couldn't have done it. Could you? Yes, give Him all the praise. Um, when I think about the sacrifice that He made for us, it's overwhelming. It's a joyful overwhelming, because He loved me that much that He went to a cross and He died for me. But can you imagine? I mean, God gave His only Son so we could have eternal life. Can you imagine? I couldn't. I love everybody in this chat, but I'm going to be straight with you. I'd be lying if I told you I'd give one of my kids for you. I wouldn't. Wouldn't happen. And you know me, I'll give it to you straight. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I love you all. But now, if it comes between choosing between my kids and y'all, that's a no-brainer to me. I think it's amazing that He gave His only Son that we could have eternal life. Hello, honey. Everybody, that's my hubby in the chat. Are you still eating? You agree with me, Donna? Honey, are you still eating, or do you want me to drop you a link? He was eating earlier. That's my true love right there, you all. That Mr. Jonathan Stacy, that's my soulmate. I asked him to come on panel with me, but I told him I would give him time to eat. It's raining too hard to get out yet. I'll eat in a few. You want me to drop the link? Here. I'm going to drop you a link, honey. You don't have to stay up here long. I need to check something right quick. Okay, let me see here. Okay, Donna, you and Rosie, if you don't care, type something. Put an emoji, just anything, while we're waiting on my love to come up. Alrighty there. Give you some hardware to work with. Rosie's been a mod in my Discord for a long time. Well, since me and her had a gift or a meme war one night, we stayed up all night, you all. We had so much fun. Hubby is in Ohio right now, and earlier when I called him, I was like, where you at? Because there's tornadoes on the ground in Ohio. You're very welcome, Rosie. You should have had it a long time ago. I don't have everything. 9 times out of 10, I'm just looking at my StreamYards and I don't know who's blue and who's not. You're very welcome, Donna. I pay attention to the people that's in my chat and interact with me. Hubby might be having a hard time getting connected through StreamYard. This would be his very first panel, you all. If he would grace me with his presence, it would be his very first channel or panel. Bear with me. So, with all the things, all the new adjustments going on, I'll be going right through it again when he gets to come home. Because, I mean, everything's, well, my hubby ain't even blue on. What am I doing? I lost my mind. Make him a moderator. Honey, if you can hear me, type something so I can make sure you're blue. It seems like I missed a lot on these YouTube streets this week. And can I just say that I'm glad I did? I really am. I'm glad I did. I don't agree with a lot that goes on. Drama, I don't want no part of it. So if I missed it, thank goodness. Everything happens for a reason. I guess I was busier than a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest for a reason. I don't wander the streets too far away from the safe places. Honey, that is smart. That is very smart. You can get caught up in drama. You can get caught up in watching drama. And before you know it, you become a part of it. And I don't want to be. I don't want people to look at me and say, "Well, that's that girl that does drama." I don't want that. I'll drop its link again, honey, in case you didn't see it the last time. Here's the link, honey. You just click on that blue hyperlink in the chat. He did say it was raining, though. Chances is he may have lost complete signal. Okay, just a second. Okay, I'm going to have to mute out just a second and go check on the babies, and I'll be right back with you all. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I looked on the baby monitor and saw movement, so had to go check and make sure one wasn't awake. Try to keep my lane. Oh, me neither, Donna. I ain't got the patience for it. I ain't got the time for it. Okay, let me see here. I'm talking to him right now, y'all. Trying to help him get on panel. Ooh. Dogs are going wild tonight. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm multitasking, and you know how it is when I'm multitasking. I'm trying to help him get on panel, and it's trying to be irritating with him. But I am feeling a lot better. I was hacking my head off. I'm not hacking too much during the day now. I'm mostly when I lay down at night, but that's about the way it goes. When you lay down, that's when everything gets worse, seems like. Hey, Kiki. No, you didn't miss me this time. I went live at the spur of the moment. I'm trying to share it out to everybody. I've been so busy this week, though, to actually plan a live has been impossible. And I was talking to him earlier, and I was like, well, I'll try to go live. If you want to, you can come on panel, talk to me. Okay. And here's the other one. All right. I think that's got it shared out. Now let's see where hubby's at on his journey to get on panel. He must be still trying. Most of the time I'm on the replay crew. Honey, I appreciate you all together. I do want to take this opportunity to say, oh, girl's got 1,000 subs now. You all, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. If you would have told me, hey, Michelle, if you would have told me that I'd have 1,000 subs, I would have, well, like I posted earlier on my community wall, I'd have laughed at you in disbelief. Hey, Annabella. Thank you, Michelle. Got my girls in the house tonight. Y'all, I'm just catching up. I think hubby might be coming on panel if he can get it to work. But if anybody else wants to come up, you're more than welcome to, too. Yeah, it is. Rosie, it tickled me to death. I'll be honest with you. I think it's pretty fascinating to find out there's 1,000 people that took the time to hit that subscribe button and care about what you have to say. What? Okay, let me see here. I have missed something. Oh, Anna's Nike. Well, get you some clothes on, honey. She's in the shower. I look down and I see Rosie left this comment. I'm like, what? What did I miss? I should have known it was Bella being mean. I'm just picking Bella. Oh, yeah. Michelle, that's right. That's right. Honey, I'm going to drop this link again in case you lost it. In case it's went up too far. I got my hubby in the chat tonight, Anna. Michelle, my hubby in chat tonight. Makes me very happy. I was telling everybody about how hectic it's been around here this week. I mean, I haven't been on the YouTube streets. I haven't even been able to be in Discord much. And the girls that are in Discord, which is about every one of you all with me, no, you've not heard very much from old girl this week. And that is because I have been very, very busy. If you want to wear yourself out, I'll tell you, just start moving, people. Thank you, Donna. I would have to say that my channel actually took off and I started getting subs when I started just being myself, because for a while I'd make short videos and put it up. And really with no progress, but I guess the turning point that if I could put my finger on it, was when I went live talking about the Lord. Michelle says, hello, honey. He's still trying to get his phone to connect to StreamYards, Michelle. He may not have seen that comment. He messaged me and said it says, but I ain't never heard this. Have you? Said it says configure in iOS settings. He may have to do that and then come up. You've missed me. I've missed y'all. I have. But I will say that the break has been nice too, y'all. A lot of times we'll get ourselves all wrapped up with everything that's going on, and it's been a busy week, but still blessed. Okay, device not connected, honey. Try it again. Just a second. Okay, he'll probably have to come back in. Let me see here. Yeah, he has iPhone. Is there something special he needs to do? I'll be honest with you, I can't remember if I had to do anything different when I first went on a panel, because it's been a long time ago. And this would be his first if he gets up here. I'm going to drop the link again, honey. Try it again. It says you wasn't connected. Switch to Android. Michelle, I tried to use Android for a long time, but now that's way back when. And I always ran out of memory on an Android phone. I'd have one for like 2 weeks and it'd be like, your memory is full. So I guess the cloud is the biggest reason I like iPhone. They are easier to use, Rosie. I'll give it that. But like where I take pictures and everything's, on the cloud, and it's just easier for me to access. You did it, honey, but what you need to do is try it again, because it said your device wasn't connected. Michelle says that we need to switch to Android. Yes, and you blue now. See, I didn't even think about the Google Cloud back way. Like I said, this has been forever ago. I'd say me and him's been switched to iPhone about 10 years. And I might be missing it by a couple years. It may have been a little longer, but I know we've been with iPhone 10 years, because I know he had iPhone when he first started trucking. I'm thinking that's like 10 years. Rosie, I love it. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, if you ever get in a meme war or a gift war, don't do it with Rosie. You will. She has got the stamina of a bull. She will go all night backwards and forwards with these little memes with you. We had a ball, though. So I've been noticing there's like, I was talking to Anna earlier. There were tornadoes there. Now they're saying there's tornadoes headed towards Nashville. and there was tornadoes in Ohio. Is everybody safe tonight? Is it storming where you're at or anything? It's cloudy here, but it's not raining or storming or anything, but it looks like it may. Yes, she is. She is. She is the gift queen. But I could not rest that night anyway, Rosie. So, I mean, you really kept me company, and I hadn't laughed so hard in a long time. I said, Duchess will wake up tomorrow and we'll all be in timeout. I think it was me, her, and Allie and Heidi. But I'd say everybody woke up with like 1,000 notifications. I hope not, Michelle. I hope not. Oh, goodness. Y'all, I don't do storms. I don't like storms. Well, now I've tried to use like other people's Androids. My niece has one, and I look rather goofy with it. It would take me a little bit to get used to it. Yeah, that's when Michelle and Duchess had to make the gift for room. But we had fun. We had a lot of laughs. Not even gonna lie, Michelle. We was coming after your crowns, what we were doing. We were trying to race from the back of the line, weren't we, Rosie? We've learned this now. But I did notice Miss Rosie passed me up in Duchess. It's saying device is not connected, honey. Okay, just a second. I know what he's doing now. Let me take a screenshot of this and send it to him. Okay, just a second, y'all. Let's try it one more time, love. Or a couple more times. You do got the crown for now. I stayed in first place for weeks, not even really being all that active. And then I go in there either yesterday or the day before, and there's Rosie. She done went and passed me up. I thought, this is another war. Yeah, we neck to neck. Yes, and I didn't mean to do that. You all, let me tell you, if you're looking for these little, I hope I'm saying this right, gifts to send, make sure you can see the screen on your phone, because you might send something that is not what you wanted to send at all. We tried now. We tried, Donna. It was rather funny. We actually had a really, really good time. She said, "I be sneaky seeing Crystal was otherwise occupied." Yeah, I see what you was doing. You caught me moving my sister, my daughter, Miss Kay, and the twins, and you was like, "Here I go. It's time to hit turbo on this sucker." And pass me right up. I see what you did. I'm telling you. And she'll catch you on a live, and then you Discord will be blowing up. Just a second, y'all. I'm gonna mute out just a second. I'm gonna call him. Okay, so his internet might be weak because I tried to message or tried to call him and it wasn't going through. He'll get up here. Oh my goodness. If he figures that out, we're all hurting. I told everyone from the start I had insomnia, but call it cheating if you want. Hey, I do too. I mean, I have to say the twins have really helped a lot with my insomnia, but yeah, I was thinking today about how many times do we get blessed and then we let stuff that shouldn't matter come along and steal our joy, come along and aggravate us, get us all upset. Even when you're covering cases, you can guarantee somebody's going to come in, try to start some trouble, but you really got to keep your eye on what you're doing it for. Yeah, nobody knows the secret, just post. No matter what you're doing in there, you're getting points. Try him again. Okay, so he just checked that. Bear with him, everybody. And like I said, if anybody else wants to come up, feel free to. I think we got it figured out now. But I didn't think y'all should have heard me. My sister called the first night that Hope stayed in the camper. My sister called me and she was like, "Well, how things going?" I'm like, my baby don't live here no more. I was crying. She said, "She's literally 20 feet. 20 feet in the yard, Crystal." I said, "It's still not the same." But it is. It's a lot of adjusting to get used to. I mean, I'm not used to her not being here. I'm not used to the twins not being in the bedroom with me. But all at the same time, I feel very, very blessed because they're able to be in another room now. When I first got those babies, they wasn't. Um, so there's little victories. and we've got to collect those. My granny used to say, "Put your blessings in a box, and when the devil tries to beat you up, pull them out and read everything the Lord's done for you." And I mean, that helps you all. Write it down. Rosie, love you. I'm not good at mathing. 1 plus 1 equals 3. We none good at mathing. It's different when you can't just walk in the room to talk to them. Yeah, it is. It is, Michelle. Um, and I don't know. I mean, Hope has always been real mature. I've never, that's never been a thing. You know, she's always been more mature for her age, no matter what age she was. But her not being in the house, I can't explain it. It's been hard, but I'm also proud of her. I'm proud that she's wanting to stand on her own 2 feet, and it's a happy. It's a bittersweet moment. What can I say? I mean, there's no other way I can describe it. Sorry, y'all. I was looking to see if he had messaged me back. Well, we have a good time. You know, a lot of times we could come on here and talk about what YouTube does so wrong every day of the week, right? We really could. Um, but you know what? I've met you all. Oh, there Him is. Hello, love of mine.
Hey, Larry.
Say hello to
I
my
didn't
friends.
exactly, I didn't exactly intend to have my face on here, but yeah, well,
Well, I mean, you can turn your camera off if you wanted to.
I probably will.
You
Hey,
just got to give
everybody.
it. Can you see the chat? Have you found it on your phone? It's over to the right. It will cover me and you up. I can go down through here like this too and show you. Everybody say hello to my husband. I was talking about Hope moving in, standing on her own 2 feet and moving into the camper, and how it's a different change for us. And um, hello, Millie. Um, some adjusting to do, right?
Yeah, it's been adjusting to do. It's you just gotta trust. We got a great daughter. There's a lot of letting go, so some letting go to do. Trust everything's gonna be all right. Try not to worry too bad.
Exactly. And that's, one thing I thought about was, you remember when the kids was young, and I would assume that they were going to get into something or get hurt, and I'd be doing that thing, and you would say, "Now, honey, give it a few minutes because they might not even do what you think they're going to. You got to see what's going to happen, right?"
Well, I've always said, and she's heard this, if you say something about everything, then they can't take you serious when it's important to say something. So a lot of times it's better to be a spy and just see what they do. Just step back and watch And I've learned as a parent a lot of times it don't happen the way that you thought it would happen in the first place. It's just been a waste of breath. It's just like everything. You got to pick your arguments through life.
Who told you that?
Well, you told me that, and it's something I've truly come to learn.
When me and him got married, my dad, he gave me a piece of advice that really, really went a long way. He told me, you pick your arguments. If you argue over everything, you'll never be took serious. And me and him really don't argue much, do we, honey?
No.
We might disagree, but now we don't argue.
I hate to argue and stuff. It's just you got enough problems without, being a. There's people that are mad within themselves. It's nothing to do with anybody else, but their quiet time, again, the quiet time's off. When they're by themselves, their quiet time's off, and it filters down to others. And that's kind of my theory on it. Y'all might disagree, but that's kind of my theory on it. I'm not seeing comments. How do I see comments here?
Do you see to the side? Do you see to the side where it says comment or chat?
Yeah.
Just touch that.
Well, I did.
Did the words pop up?
Okay, now I got some words.
Exactly, Michelle. Yeah, don't ever say something that you can't take back. It's always worked with me and him. But we're two peas in a pod, ain't we, honey? He's my bestie. No, in all reality, he's not just my soulmate and my husband. He is my best friend. I can talk to him about something, and if I'm upset, it calms me down. If I'm worried about something and I tell him, it's better. I think that's important in a marriage.
We're mutual like that. You still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can still see you too. You're so pretty.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, you can still see me. I can still see you.
Nothing away from your live here. I didn't really mean to.
You ain't taking nothing away from my live. I love having you on it. It's just a chill and relax because I haven't got to go. I've been so busy here this week. Haven't really got to go live or be on anybody's live or talk to any of my friends on my phone.
Yeah, it's been a really busy week. You've done awesome.
Anna, you want to come up? I see you're not naked no more. My friend Anna said her naked earlier. I just looked down and see somebody commented naked.
And Bella's, hey,
that's my friend.
Yeah, I see the comments here. So. It's raining so hard here.
You ain't sitting right dead in the middle of where it's supposed to be tornadoing at, are you?
To the best of my knowledge, I'm not. If I see one, I'll try to get my head around my butt to kiss it goodbye or blow it a kiss one or something. I don't really.
Hello, Anna.
Hello, honey. Hey, Stacy.
She said hello to you. She's up here with us.
He's reading comments, girl. He ain't paying no attention to us.
I'm paying attention. I'm trying to read.
That's not me. That's Anna. He's got the comments over his face. He don't see everybody on panel.
Um,
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Stacy. Glad you could be with us tonight. Congratulations on your 1,000 subs, sis.
Thank you. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can. I can absolutely believe it. Absolutely. And you're right. Whenever your numbers started going through the roof was whenever you started talking about the Lord and what He's done for you in your life.
Well, when I go to trying to pinpoint when my channel actually, people started subbing and coming
Yeah.
into chat and stuff, that's when it happened.
Yeah, I
So if
know.
I could give anybody any advice, just be yourself.
Yeah, you
There
don't
is,
have to follow the masses and the drama to fit in. Just be you. It'd be your corner of YouTube.
yeah. And I mean, you can look at the beginning of my intro and it shows how I was doing things in the first place. And that wasn't completely me, when I was making my little short videos, and everybody, if you all haven't, go check out my husband's page. He's going to start getting doing a little bit more on there, probably after the holidays, right, hon?
Yeah, it's been on my mind to do some things, and I don't really know what I'm going to focus on yet. I guess it's just going to be random stuff. I don't know yet.
That's usually what's best, too.
I come
You
across a
need,
lot of things that there's some things out here I come across that I'd like to have shared, but they just happened kind of sudden.
Yeah.
I'd like to start putting a little more music on. I need to start playing more still yet. My work this trip's been fairly busy. When I stop, a lot of times I chill and have to eat a little something, go to bed, and get ready for the next day and things like that. It's a work. I do need to put some more time in and effort.
Millie says, Jonathan Crystal tells us all the time what a wonderful husband you are.
That's true.
Well, that's awesome. She's a good wife.
Oh, that's so
Thank you.
sweet. Y'all make me sick.
But I mean, everything when me and him met, you all, everything just seemed right. There wasn't no second. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, like I said, you don't build walls to keep people out. You build a wall to see who can tear it down. And this man right here, he managed to tear down every wall I had. Anna dropped on her head. Here you go, Annabelle. I drop you another link, honey. Aw, Millie says, and Jonathan has a great wife. There's my friend.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hello, love. You
Sorry.
still on your head, girl.
Girl, I be tripping. I was tripping, boo.
Do what, honey?
I, Michelle shared my link there. I appreciate that. I'm not
Thank
got a
you,
whole lot
Michelle.
on it right now. I
That's
just got
okay.
those.
Whenever you go live, we'll get the notification and we'll be there for it, Stacy. That's what it's all about, Bubba, is supporting you and Crystal and everything.
I wouldn't care to go live. I just gotta. I get where I'm by myself so much in this rig.
Yeah.
There's some days that I feel somewhat alienated. Just I'm by myself. So I won't lie to you, and it's just straight up. At times I just feel very alienated out here. Just me in the truck. Sometimes I have even a hard time going in places, and I'll just literally say I'm getting on my own nerves. Go in and get you something to eat. Go in and get some wine. Go in and do this. But yeah, it's like that. I guess I guess other drivers go through the same thing, but after you're by yourself a little while, it's a bit of a weird feeling.
He sees some of the prettiest places while he's out there, though. Millie said she just subbed, honey. Thank you, Millie. I can understand that. If me now, I'm a talker, ain't I, honey? So there's no way. I mean, when I'm out there with him, I enjoy myself and I love it, but I'm with him. There's no way I could do it. I go crazier than a Bessie bug. But I appreciate everything that he does. He makes a lot of sacrifices for his family. And I mean, it's sacrifices I don't think I could make. I couldn't do it, but I can see being alone, by yourself, and then it being odd being around people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes him a day or two to get used to being around us, don't it, honey?
Well, yeah,
To settle
it does.
in.
It does. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you kind of how he is mentally on it.
Oh, I know you ain't complaining.
There is a factor of that. It just is. It is what it is. And you push through it. And then there's other days I'm just either too tired to care. I just don't even really think about it. But, it's back and forth.
So I was saying before you came up, hon, that I've went through this new adjustment, but then we've got to do it again because when you get home, we'll go through that adjustment together too. Hello, Dutchie. Dutchie coming in here on her backup channel. I better reach you, girl.
I don't know about y'all. I'm still drinking coffee today.
Phew.
Absolutely.
So, honey, having you up here, I'm going to take full advantage of this.
Oh my, golly.
What do you think makes us work so good? If you was giving advice to people looking for their soulmate, what would be your first piece of advice?
Well, a lot of people will get married. I'm going to start it out like this. A lot of people get married for all the wrong reasons. But even biblically, the Bible teaches how there's no confusion in love. That God's not the author of confusion. And if there's confusion in your relationship, if you're having to ask a dozen questions, should I, what if, things like that, I suggest run. Get out of the relationship, because if it's not clear and you're not at peace at it, then, in my opinion, it's not of the Lord, because it's a confusion.
I would agree.
Not like that.
Being evenly yoked is very, very important.
And here I thought you was going to say it was my great personality. I'm just speaking.
Well, you're like the other half of me, where I'm quiet. You're more outgoing. Don't get me wrong, I'm outgoing. I'm just, in nature, I'm a quiet person.
And I'm not. Here's Duchess.
Hello,
Hey.
sister.
Hey y'all. What y'all doing?
I'm putting
Well,
my
honey,
face on.
You are officially on panel with 3 of the best women on the YouTubes. I'm just thinking, people.
Nuh-uh, that is true. What you mean?
It's a pickle. It's a
my
pickle.
honor right there.
I didn't even know you were live. I'm over here setting up a live stream on my backup channel so I can try to fix this words on stream. And then I hadn't been on YouTube all day, and then I was like, dang it, Crystal's live right now and I'm missing it. So I was like, I'm just gonna go in on my backup channel. So
So what is Words on Stream, Duchess?
It's a game, ain't it?
yeah. It's a game that Pindar told me about that was free because, I was paying like $25 a month for the trivia thing, and it kept messing up.
Yeah, that's what I know.
I was, after it started taking all my coins, I was like, okay, I'm done with this. And Pindar came over, and she was telling me that she does this Words on Stream, and I couldn't get it to activate. And then I had the other live stream where I was going to try to set it up. But instead, I went on a rant about all these people that were saying crazy stuff about me. I just can't pay them people no mind. I mean, they're just, the devil's got a hold up. We just got to pray for them.
Girl, it's happened to me this week. People be tripping. I haven't done anything wrong.
Listen, I missed that completely, but I was tore up when I heard that happened. And then I heard there was another live stream the day after, and she just wasn't going to back down. She just kept, I don't know. Listen, some people tried to downplay it, but I wasn't buying it, and I still just, I'm not happy about it at all.
Me neither. Promise you that.
Can I ask you a question, Annabella?
Sure.
Why did this person offer you a link the next day, but they didn't offer you a link when this was like happening? I don't know, because the next day I had to work, so I was asleep.
I didn't even get to hear the next day. I was told about it. I was asleep. I had to work.
That's convenient, because when I went back to go look at what I had heard the first time, because I was mad and I was trying to take deep breaths, I went back to go find that stream again.
Gone.
And it was gone.
Yeah, girl.
Hello, Borrowed Angel.
So I'm sorry. Like, I don't even know, why are they coming after you?
Girl, why does anybody come after me? Because they know I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to go to my channel, and I'm not going to address it, because that's not what I do.
I know. Well, don't worry, because I addressed it for you on my backup channel, because I was peed off.
Oh, really? I would have come on panel and said my piece.
Well, you can come up at 8:15, because that's when my next live stream scheduled to get Words on Stream. But what happens is we just say a bunch of words on stream, and I don't get nothing done with this game. But listen, if we got to air it out, we got to air it out, because I mean, they're dragging me in these Facebook groups saying that I'm a liar and I'm a hypocrite, and that we've never turned over any evidence to the law enforcement agents, and we're just making up lies. And I was like, yeah, that's why SLED was out here on Bird Island with 8 government vehicles yesterday morning, because there's nothing going on. They're not opening an investigation. No, they are.
And ain't that great that Tyler's case got handed over to SLED?
It's just fantastic to know that all of the work, that it's not just me alone. I couldn't have done it without Shay and Linda and AJ and many of the members of the Facebook group and members of my channel that wrote numerous letters and sent links to my live streams and videos. We sent all the information we had to the Attorney General, the Governor, the Director of SLED, Mark Hill. Somebody's listening. But to lie on the media and say it's because they need assistance because of all the sightings of Tyler, that was a bold-faced lie. And I do want to say that Shay did contact SLED, and she did call them out on that, and she wants to know when Ronnie Floyd is going to issue a public apology to their family, and she's still waiting for them to contact her back about that.
Okay, give me
So
just a second. Me explain this to my husband. Now, keep in mind, y'all, he don't know about these cases. Okay, honey. Tyler went missing. He's a duck hunter. He went missing. He was duck hunting with another person. His boat started taking on water, and I mean, needless to say, he's not been found till this day, and he went missing back in February.
Yeah.
But when his family showed up at the boat docks, Ronnie Floyd, who was a DNR, said they needed to go to church and just accept that he's dead.
I never will forget that. I never will forget that.
Oh, I'll never forget it either, because I was standing out there in person and I had to go get in my car, because if I didn't, I was probably going to get arrested.
I mean, how many
Because
hours?
I couldn't handle it. I
How
just
many
couldn't handle
hours
it.
was that after he had been reported
This
missing?
it was like within the first week, and they didn't really even go out there and search. They'd go out there for a couple hours and circle around. You know, I mean, Wings of Hope really did all the work. The DNR don't even have the right search equipment. They don't have the proper sonar. They can't even hardly tell how deep the water is, much less see something in the water. I want to know why they have all of these resources, all of this income. They own an island of 4,000 research monkeys and they make $1.5 million a year off of that. Why aren't they using that money to equip these officers on their boats with sonar equipment that can find missing people in the water? Why aren't their officers better equipped? And just now, they are admitting, 11 months later, that law enforcement was not equipped to deal with anything involving possible foul play, and that this case should have been turned over from the beginning, and that it was not handled properly, and they apologized more than 15 times on a private phone call. However, there was no public apology issued, and Ronnie Floyd did not personally apologize. This was an attorney on behalf of the South Carolina DNR who was apologizing for him. And they have not, he's not suspended. His pay is not suspended. He's not being held accountable. So basically that tells me they're just hoping that they can, pat Miss Linda on the back and tell her everything that they're sorry for, and then hope that she's going to forget about it. But we're past that. There's going to probably be a lawsuit.
Well,
Okay,
think
I have got to say this. This is, I've got to, what are they doing with 40,000 monkeys?
Well, there's about 6,000 monkeys, I think, as of today. What happened was there was a research facility in Puerto Rico where they were housing monkeys to research vaccinations and test on for medications and all kinds of stuff. And some of the monkeys broke out. This was back in the early 80s, and they actually attacked people and bit them and infecting them with diseases that they had been inoculated with. So South Carolina stepped in and said, we'll take some of the monkeys and we'll put them on an island that we have out here, which is near Hilton Head in Beaufort County, South Carolina, and it's called Morgan Island, but we refer to it as Monkey Island because no one is allowed to go on the island. You can actually take a boat ferry around the island, but a big research facility actually pays rent to do research on these monkeys. They do research on the horseshoe crabs. They have had multiple lawsuits filed against them for the way they treat animals. They have a current lawsuit on them with PETA right now. They have a lawsuit on them with the South Carolina Conservation Society. They are involved in the illegal monkey trade of Cambodia. I mean, and they're renting the land from law enforcement. And I'm like, excuse me, but if I owned a home and I was renting to somebody who was involved in illegal activities, I would evict them from my house. So why aren't you evicting these people from the property? You know why? Because $1.5 million. Greed. So where's that money going? They said they spent $100,000 searching for Tyler Doyle, but when we went to ask for the records, I FOIA'd the records from DNR and I FOIA'd the records from the state. And the response that I got was no such records exist because they never asked, or for money from their own department as well as from SLED for money to search for Tyler Doyle. So, but yet they're claiming they spent $100,000. They went out one time with an airplane, and which you would think as a government agency, they would have to keep financials and track their records on how many days their boats went out, how much their gas expenses were, how many man hours were put into the search and rescue. They don't have to pay Coast Guard. They don't have to pay other law enforcement agencies. They didn't have to pay Wings of Hope. I want to see the receipts, and I was denied.
That's ridiculous.
That's because they're lying.
Yeah.
And I'm going to scream it until there's a few things that can happen. Either Ronnie Floyd can quit, Ronnie Floyd can retire, Ronnie Floyd is going to get fired, Ronnie Floyd's going to pass away, or I'm going to pass away, because that's the only circumstances that I'm going to let this lie. Because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and what's been done to this family is wrong. And if they don't hold him accountable, it's going to happen to somebody else. It's going to happen to another family, and that's it. That can't stand. I'm a citizen. I'm a tax-paying citizen here, and we have to protect the citizens of this state.
That's the truth. Now, Shay, you all, if you haven't been watching, she is one of the sweetest people that you would ever want to meet. And they had to fight tooth and nail just to get a name, to get him on NamUs, wasn't it, Duchess?
Yeah, you can report a missing person as of 2019. You can report them and get a missing persons number within 24 hours. However, Ronnie Floyd told the family that because Tyler Doyle was missing in the water, that he didn't get a missing persons report because they know where he's at. He's in the water. And that doesn't even make sense, because what if somebody had picked him up and taken him to land?
Or what if he was hurt on the land, didn't make it to water?
Exactly. See, there's no proof. And of course, the attorney did apologize for that being said. We fought tooth and nail. I gave her the resources to reach out to NamUs. I explained to her what NamUs is, and she called the lady that is the regional manager for South Carolina. Her name is Kathleen, and she told her that I gave her the information. She contacted Ronnie Floyd and said that he needed a missing persons number. They fought tooth and nail, and he didn't get a missing persons report officially in the NCIC or in NamUs until March the 21st. He went missing January 26th.
That's horrible. That is horrible.
And see that listen, these are wildlife officers, and we begged for him to turn the case over to bring in another agency, be it Horry County or SLED, to assist from the very beginning. We were denied 5 times. The family was denied. I was there when they asked. Miss Linda asked multiple times all the way into February, and Ronnie Floyd said, nope, I can't do it. And I've got it on a record. All of those recordings have been sent to SLED and the governor. I have other phone calls with Ronnie Floyd that no one has ever heard. And it will shock you, because maybe one day I'll get to play those calls.
I'll be listening.
I know you will.
We did get a win this week. We got a big win this week.
We sure did.
One of the things that I was talking about when I first come live was a lot of times we can let things take away from our blessings by dwelling on the things that aren't so, that stress us out. But now in Tyler's case, we got to win because it was turned over to SLED instead of the DNR this week. Well,
Yes.
it's
And
actually the 4th of December.
on it was actually turned over on the 7th of November, but they
Oh,
didn't even tell the family until they called to tell them that if they didn't take action, they were going to have to call their 2 attorneys that they have in order to take action against them. And I think that's when they finally decided they needed to tell them that they had already turned the case over 3 weeks earlier. So it was actually a month on December the 7th that case has been turned over to SLED.
I'm so happy that it's been turned over because
Me too.
I'm sorry, but around here, what that sounds like to me. But now, believe me when I say we live nowhere close to the ocean, do we, honey? But it sounds like to me they're letting like fish around here. We would call it like fish and wildlife handle.
That's what it is. That's what the DNR is, the Department of Natural Resources. They have, fish and wildlife conservation officers, but they also have some of those officers are actual law enforcement officers, because they give tickets. They're like game wardens, they give tickets for your fishing license or your hunting license. If you're drunk driving on the water in your boat, they can give you a ticket for a DUI. They can make an arrest if you're catching fish out of season, or you've kept a fish that doesn't meet the criteria of the size, that you can get a ticket for that. If you're hunting on lands that are secured and you're not supposed to be hunting, so they do act in an official capacity, but do they find missing people? No. And they know that. Ronnie Floyd knows that. I think his ego just got too big and he thought he was just going to, get the accolades, which he did. They got commemorated. Kevin Pardue and 2 other officers got commemorated for their joint efforts with Horry County in their search for Tyler Doyle. But what did they really do? Nothing. They didn't do a thing. They didn't collect the guy's name who was out there at the jetty when Tyler was sinking in his boat. And Christian supposedly is out there screaming on top of the jetty, holding a firearm. It's illegal to hunt on that jetty. It's illegal to have a firearm on top of the jetty. I was told that by 2 law enforcement officers. And they are in North Carolina, and that's attached to Sunset Beach. So I want to know why Christian Holden didn't get a ticket. Because if Tyler was still alive, both of them should have got a ticket for hunting out there. And Shay agrees with me.
Yeah, 'cause
But
it's
Tyler's not here. So why did Christian get to walk away? Why did somebody get to take his gun and his waders? You know why? Because maybe there was evidence. Maybe there was evidence that they didn't want anybody to see. And EMS didn't take control of the scene to say, you need to wait here until law enforcement arrives. That's a problem. And that's something that's got to be fixed. These little glitches in the system, that's something that the state has to work together in order to fix those protocols to make it work for the citizens. And that's pretty much it. It's a failure of the system, and they have to be held responsible.
I'm just gonna have to go, y'all.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
love you.
I love y'all too. Good to see you, Stacy. Be safe out there, man.
Oh yeah, I see you. Chat with you.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Take care. Love you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump off here too.
Well, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing good. Stay safe out there.
I'm fine. I've just got to get in here and get something to eat. I need to eat.
I understand. You definitely need to eat. Michelle has to remind me to eat.
Yeah. I love you, honey.
Love
You got to remind Dutchie to eat. No, that's for sure. But I love you, honey. After a while, give me a call.
I will. Yeah, nice seeing y'all, chatting with you and seeing all the comments. And for anybody that shared my page, thank you. we'll try to be safe. Y'all be cool.
Okay.
Y'all
Take
will,
care.
all right, y'all take care too.
We'll see you
Love you,
later.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I think I've got my live stream set up for 8. I moved it to 8:15. I was going on at 7:15. Then I saw you was live, so I moved it. I'm gonna try to get this words on stream. I don't know if I can do it. I might have to call Pindar and see if he can come help me. But we'll have either way. We'll have a good time. We'll do a little bit of chit chat. Hubby went to the store to get the dog some food, some turkey and stuff. So I've just been in here, working on a few things, and I just happened to get on YouTube and see that you were over here. I was like, my sis is live. Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling a lot better.
I
I'm
was
just
worried
wore
about
out from
you.
all the moving, but
Well,
other than that,
girl, you got to take better care of yourself. You're as bad as I am. Michelle, you're going to get on to both of us because she already has to call and remind. Did you eat before the live stream? Did you do this? Listen, she's like my big sis. I mean, she makes
yeah,
sure I'm taking care of
she
myself.
said I'm already reminding Duchess to eat. Am I going to have to remind you too? And before we
Hmm.
went to the parade, she was like, "Did you get you anything to
Listen,
eat?"
she's a good sis. I mean, she always looks after me because sometimes she knows how I get. Sometimes I get so busy that I will literally just forget to eat. Um, and I just want to give a big shout out to Michelle because she's the backbone, really, of my channel. Her and Arctic and all the wonderful supporters over there on my channel, including you, Crystal. Like I couldn't cover these cases without you guys, and I just want to thank y'all so much. Shay and I were just talking about how amazing all of y'all are, and she really appreciates all of your support, and um, because that's what keeps us going is to know that so many people still care as much about what happened to Tyler as we do. And she told me to tell y'all that she loves y'all so very much.
You tell her we love her too. And I mean, I'm just
Say you would
I'm just
cover
so grateful.
Samantha's case with me, Samantha Sperry. You will do that
Yes,
with me.
ma'am. Yes, I've
Okay.
been looking at stuff today. I'm telling you, I don't think she ever came out of them woods.
I don't need. Well, I don't know if she was ever in the woods. Listen, I made a
Yeah, I
TikTok. I've
think
been doing a lot of research. Did you watch my
yeah,
TikTok?
and I found where they found her blood at the home. Why is that not a bigger deal?
I don't know, but that's why I made the TikTok because after I put all my information together, I thought, well, I'm gonna make me a TikTok so I can remember all the key information that I need to remember so I can tell Crystal. Because if I don't make a video or write it down, I was like, I don't got time to write it down. There's not enough hours in the day for me to do all that. So I just made the TikTok and I was like, I'm gonna put it over there because I think that's a good synopsis of where to start. But I feel like there's so much more to that. Like the fact that her boyfriend called his mom and
Yeah.
said that that he took a bunch of pills and he was going into the woods because he was going to die. And then he ended up coming out of the woods, but just to find out that the father that drove her into the woods on the four-wheeler supposedly said that he took a bunch of his items and her items into the woods, but they were never recovered, and that 2 cell phones were found burned in a small fire.
Yes, I saw.
Listen, why are these people not in jail? I need to know right now.
Girl, I'm telling you, none of it adds up. And I mean, if you find her blood in the home, come on. You know what I mean? It's
Y'all definitely got to go watch my TikTok. I'll try to get it
yes.
uploaded on YouTube, but um, maybe I'll play it on my on my channel tonight when I go live. Like it's really all the crucial information. Like it's what the poster. Listen, it's hard to get all of the critical information about a case on a missing flyer. You just got to get the guts of the situation. But that son and father know exactly what happened to
Yes.
Samantha. I'm telling you, listen, the hair
Yes,
was
they
standing
do.
up on the back of my neck. I called the Duke in here and I said, I want you to watch my TikTok. And so he watched the TikTok and he looked at me and he goes, well, you know as well as I do what happened to her. They did something to her. She made
Yep.
them mad, and it something happened, and the dad went and took care of it. Because
Yeah.
obviously it was something the boyfriend did. I think the dad was in on the cover up part, which is why we went out into the woods. Uh
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. Now, I
Lord,
mean,
what? Yeah, look, I don't know how you live in Kentucky. I mean, I thought living in South Carolina was bad, but listen, every time I have to research one of these cases in Kentucky, fear more for you every day, and all my friends in Kentucky.
I tell you now, if you would have told me that we would have this many cases in Kentucky alone just 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it.
It's incredible.
And the severity of the cases that we have, it's heart-wrenching. I mean, when you think about the cases, and I mean, right in Corbin, Kentucky, here a little over a month ago, a girl, and it was her niece, but she had raised her, went missing. They had missing flyers out for them. Well, when they found I think the kid was 3-year-old, 4-year-old. I could be getting it wrong. The little girl's
Mhm.
name was Chloe. But when they found her remains, then they found the woman that had raised her. And I mean, it's unbelievable. Just a second. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. But
Oh,
I
you're
mean,
fine.
it's just unbelievable. And then you see Elena's case, and that one is heart wrenching. And I've told you about all the code cases because
I
when
do.
I've covered a lot of the code.
And your uncle's case.
Yeah, and my uncle. I mean, it's almost like something happens and no justice is ever handed down for it. Thank you, Borrowed. Thank you, honey. Duchess falling on her head tonight too. Could be my internet.
Yeah, it could very well be my internet, no doubt, because my internet has been crazy all day. I think it's the space weather. We're getting blasted by the sun right now with all those solar flares.
Borrowed
Um,
says, I once wanted to move to Tennessee, but not now. Not after all we've learned about that place. It's sad now, I'm telling you. And then I don't know if you saw it, Duchess, but I think it was Rosie posted on my channel a cold case, 18 years, and they're hoping that the DNA will help find this lady. But the thing that I found, see, all they found was like the bones. So
mhm.
the thing that got me with it is where they found her at was beside a major highway. Uh, no clothing articles was found. And what does that sound like? The redhead murders.
Mm, that's
I
not
mean,
good.
and what's so bad is you think of all those Jane Does, and then they went to TBI, um, a class went to TBI because they're the ones that actually got some of the ladies identified. But when they went to TBI to discuss the cases in TBI district, in the state of Tennessee, they called these ladies because they were known working women, if you know what I mean.
Right.
They suspect that it's a truck driver that did it. And when they went to discuss, trying to find out who these ladies was, the TBI told them, oh, you're talking about the throwaway ladies. I don't care what their job was. They should have never said something like that. I mean, nobody is a throwaway person. Everybody is somebody's daughter. It deserves the same amount of respect as if it would have been one of their fellow officers, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
And when it comes to these cases in Tennessee, it always makes my heart sink, even when people do talk about the TBI, and I'm well aware that it's probably other people working these cases, but still, my mind goes back to, the throwaway ladies. Because if you look at one person's case like it isn't good enough, you darn tootin' will look at somebody else's like that.
Yeah, that's the problem that we have. Tennessee, Kentucky, and South Carolina. That seems to be a reoccurring theme that I've picked up on since I've been covering cases, outside of my community, which has been 2 years now. I mean, I just see these certain places where I get these red flags. Just that cases aren't being covered or taken. See, Arizona's another one. Arizona's got a lot of missing people, and I just don't feel like they do an adequate job either. And maybe it's because they're overwhelmed and understaffed. Maybe their officers aren't getting the training they need. But we do need to figure out a solution so that we can help bring these people home to
And
be safe.
You know what all these states have in common, Duchess? The Oxycontin Highway.
That's exactly right. We certainly have that here, which is how trafficking plays into it. Not just drug trafficking, but people trafficking.
Oh my goodness, I didn't. Wait a minute. I've heard. I don't got really no details on this right here, but I did see Christina Randall cover this, I'm pretty sure.
I did not see that. But then again, I have not seen a lot lately.
If you don't care, somebody dropped my email. Send me some information on that. I would like. No, it's a completely different case because the one she's talking about is in Kentucky. Please send me the information on that. I would like to look at that.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're living in I think we're personally living in the last days. I know we've heard this as long as I can remember. I can remember my grandmother saying it, my mom saying it, but I truly believe, you can get immune to hearing it, but I believe that we are living in the last days. When you look at everything that's going on, it's scary. It really is. And I've said on here a dozen times, if I can do anything, it's important. These cases are very important to me. I don't want anybody to think otherwise. But what is more important to me is your soul. Because
Amen.
that is your eternity. A lot of people look at the grave as being the end. I look at the grave as being the beginning. We are all just in a warm-up room. We're in a prepping room, so to say. But where's your eternity going to be? And that is forever. My husband was up here just a little bit ago, and I love him with all my heart, but I am so glad that I'm married to somebody that I'll know in heaven. I'll get to see him in heaven. I'll get to spend forever with him because he knows the Lord and I do too. It don't end at the grave. And
Amen.
if I can open somebody's eyes that may not believe in the Lord or may not know the Lord, just for one soul, then it's been worth everything. And yeah, I've reached 1,000 subs, you all. I never thought that would happen. But when I was reflecting on it today, I was thinking, when was the turning point in my channel? When did people actually start caring what I said? And I'm not saying that people didn't care before this, but this is what I would, if I had to put my finger on it, it would be when I started talking about God. That's when people started subbing. That's when my channel kind of took off. When I was being myself. Just a second. But you know, God only made one of us. Us don't waste our time being somebody else. He made you
Amen to
just the
that.
way you are for a reason. Every hair on your head, he knows. So be yourself, because anybody can pretend to be somebody else. He made you for a reason. He made you the way you are for a purpose and a plan.
Yep.
I feel honored that he took the time to make me.
Me too.
Us being born wasn't by accident. I think a lot of people thinks that they was just born by accident, but no. I think, well, the Bible says he knows every hair on your head. He formed you in the womb.
Yeah. Amen.
And there's a
Okay,
lot of
well,
areas. What
I'm
was
gonna
that,
jump off here. I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna jump off here because Petra needs to go outside and I need to go take her because her daddy's not here. So, but I'm gonna be listening in the chat.
Okay, honey. And I'll be
Okay.
over there when you go
Okay.
live. Love you.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Love you.
Yes, borrowed. He knew us before we were born. And when I think about it, I may see a lot of flaws in myself. Everybody can find the flaws in their own self better than they can anything. He still made me. He looked far enough in time and said I was somebody he could use as a servant. And I find that to be an honor. I do. We don't need to waste time being mad. Have you all seen that? Just, a lot of people waste time just being mad. Being mad for every reason under the sun. Let's rejoice in what God's gave us. Another thing is, I talked to my cousin this morning, and we are going to be setting up a day that we're going to have church on my channel. Her husband is a preacher. He'll be preaching. Me, her, and my cousin will be singing. And we're just going to have a good time in the Lord. I love you. I love every one of you. I love you, Borrow, Millie, all of you all, Michelle. And, my channel wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for you all. No matter what the topic is, I know when I hit live, you ladies are going to show up. If something isn't wrong, or if you ain't busy, you're going to be here. And I can't thank you all enough for that. Tonight's live has been wonderful. It was my husband's first panel, you all. Your dad come on panel with me tonight. You want to say hi to my friends?
Hello, Mom's friends.
She come to visit from the yard. I've been telling them how stressful that's been.
Yeah. I'm an awful daughter. I moved in the yard.
You'll understand one of these days when you have children of your own. You won't want them out the door either. Not even just in the yard.
This child of yours is going down to her big girl camper.
Oh, I love you.
And love all the people in Mom's home.
Love you, baby. I consider all you my friends. I know you do, Michelle. I know you do. But, I was even talking when I was covering, and no, I've not stopped covering Elena's case. I will continue to do it. I'm just I got to take some time, you all. But sometimes we can get so wrapped up in cases that we forget about our personal relationship with the Lord. And I never want to do that. I never want to put him on the back burner. I want him always to be my number one. I love the Lord better than anything. I love him, and my family comes next. Because I believe that if I put him first, then he'll work everything out for me. Yes, Rosie, we have to support our tribe. And I'll tell you something that I enjoy. I enjoy that when we do go live, or you've got like Annabella. Annabella does a lot of positive self-awareness videos. In the chat, you don't have people going at each other. On Dutchies, you don't have people going at each other. It's a rare occurrence when people show up to start trouble. And, Paul said, whenever I go to do good, evil is always present. And you all, I've never not seen that to be a fact. Because no matter what you're doing, whether you're covering a case or you're out here working for the Lord, something will come at you, and you can guarantee every time that it will. And I've said before, I'll say it again. I'm glad that I got to know Jesus before I did YouTube. I'll just say that. Yep. When they show up, they get whacked quick. Michelle used her wrench, honey. She'll use her wrench while you're still trying to take a screenshot of what was said. Yeah, borrowed. You can always, if you email me, I'll tell you how to get a hold of me personally. But you're my real life friend now. A lot of people say, this is YouTube, it's not real life. And I might be one of the only people that I've heard say, no, this is real life. Because don't matter what you're doing, whether you're trying to improve people's quality of life by bringing them something positive, or whether you're trying to help with these cases, if you are saying something about people, be mindful of what you're saying. Because the person that you're talking about, it is affecting their real life. So let's not get caught up in drama or dragging people. Because no matter how much we want to pretend like YouTube is a fantasy world, it isn't. When you speak, your words have power. And if you're talking about somebody, those words have power too. And that person is very much real. So I always say it takes zero effort to be a good human being. Yeah, it's not a TV show. And contrary to popular belief, the majority of us aren't sitting around with a script. Ask me how I do YouTube, I'll tell you. I fly by the seat of my britches. I don't come up here unless I'm going over something about the Bible, then I'll make notes. I don't come up here with an outline of what I'm going to say. No, I just open my mouth, pray the Lord fills it. If he don't, it's going to be a short life. But I don't know. It has always bothered me. People saying go in real life, or this ain't real life. Now, mind you, I do YouTube as a hobby. And I say that loosely because of what I do on YouTube, because a lot of it is talking about the Lord, and that's not just a hobby with me. But I'm just saying, it's not my employment. I don't depend on it. And I think there's a lot of people that try to, and that's the wrong line of thinking. I'll tell you why. Because the love of money is the root of all evil. And when you are dragging people to boost your subs, and let's face it, 9 times out of 10, that's what it's for. It's for the wrong reasons. Do something to help. Even if it's coming on YouTube and saying, hey, you are somebody. You are worth it. God didn't take time to make a nobody. Do that. But to criticize people and drag them, I ain't got time for that. And I've never understood it. Now, given we may not know each other's personal life, but that don't mean that this ain't real life. I would way rather hear people say, don't go personal on somebody. Yes, please, Borrow, do that. Well, I've been threatened before, so go ahead and send it. But I am glad. I'm glad that I found my tribe on here. I'm glad I found the right group of people. I'll be honest with you. There's nobody on YouTube that I hate. I ain't got that much energy. I mean, even when people have did anything towards me, directly towards me, I've prayed about it. Did I get aggravated? Yes, I did. Did I mention it? Yes, I did. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Address it and then let it go. Because even the Bible says, don't let your good be evil spoken of. And I believe that goes 2 different ways. It goes with don't do things to have people talk about you. And don't let people lie on you about the goodness that you are doing. If somebody's speaking something that's false on you, I think you should have a right to call it out. And in the past, that is what I done. Because what was being said was not the truth. So I spoke on it. And I let it go. But YouTube can be used in two ways. It can be used for the good, or it can be used for evil. But isn't that the same way with life? Everything you do in life, you're either going to go one way or the other. You're doing it for the good or the bad. Don't matter what you're doing, y'all. We make choices every day, and those choices affect our daily lives. Make the right one. That's all we have to do. Decide we know who we are, and that's who we're going to be. And be grateful. When God blesses us, we need to remember it. Because the devil will come right behind it and try to steal your joy. He will. That's his job, and he's doing it. You got to know Satan for what his tricks is. If you don't, they'll knock you off your feet. You know, my husband was saying earlier, and I think he said it very well, actually. I asked him, if he had any advice for anybody that was looking for their soulmate, what would it be? Because me and him we've been together 23 years, y'all. Over 23 years. And he said, the Bible says he's not the author of confusion. So if it seems confusing and you're having to wonder so much, then it probably ain't right. When you are with somebody that makes you want to be a better person, that, I'll be honest with you, and I'm not just being sappy, but I still get butterflies when that man pulls in the driveway. I love him more today than I did 23 and a half years ago. Our names sound as one anymore. When you think of one, you think of the other one. And I've never doubted us being meant to be. I've never doubted him being my soulmate. So there's never really been no confusion there. And I think when something is meant by God, that's exactly how it feels. Now, you say, well, how does that got to do with YouTube, Chris? So I'll tell you. You have a conscience, people. If you're doing something and it don't feel right, chances are it isn't right. You make decisions and you make choices. And every choice we have has a consequence to it. I would rather be doing the right thing and have a foot to stand on if somebody does come at me than to be doing the wrong thing and know I'm in the wrong and pretty much just putting out hogwash. I want to do something that actually makes a difference. Yeah, I care about these cases. I care a lot about these cases. I think of them at the nighttime when I'm trying to go to sleep and everything. I've lost sleep over some of these cases. But the thing I care about mostly is your soul. And where you're spending eternity at. If there's ever anything that I can do for any of you, whether it's, sometimes it may just be an ear to listen. The majority of the people that are in my chat know I don't repeat stuff. Feel free to get up with me. Maybe you just want prayed with. If you do, I'm more than willing. Need a shoulder to lean on? I got two strong ones. Because we got to lift each other up, you all. There is enough people in this world that will tear you down. We need to be the people that lift people up. I'm going to get off of here. But as you all know, I always pray before I end a live. I pray before I start one. I do want to thank everybody that's come and listened. We've been a little bit all over the place, but that's all right too. We're just doing it our way. Just being who we are, our own 100% self. And that's how I like it. Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for another day. Lord, coming into this season, let us all remember that it's about you. It's not about Santa Claus. It's not about presents, and it's sure not about what we have to, as far as money. It's about your son, Lord, being born and later on going and dying for our sins. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for giving me another day and for everybody that I've met on YouTube. And yes, Lord, I want to thank you for the subs that I've made. Dear Lord, I just ask you to lead and guide me and always be in the middle of what I'm doing. Lord, if it's not of your will, shut my mouth. But if it's something, Lord, that you want everybody to know, you fill my mouth, Lord, and I'll speak. In Jesus' loving name I pray. Amen. I love you all. My girl Duchess is going live, going to be playing games. It's always a good time over there on Dutchie 2.0. If you ain't got nothing to do, you come over and join us. Annabella may be over there. I appreciate every one of you. I really do. And everything that I have, I give God thanks for it. I'm the person that I am because of Jesus. And I said it earlier in this live, I'll say it again. I thank God that I met Jesus before I found YouTube. Because if you want to talk about a girl that could have probably went nose to nose with the best of them, believe it or not, it's me. Because I know the person I used to be. But I thank God that I'm not that girl no more. She tries to sneak out every now and then, but I have to put her back down in my pocket and say, stay down there now. You're too chaotic for me. But I love you all. And remember, it takes zero effort to be a good human being. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you for the 1,000 subs. I really, really do appreciate it. It's overwhelming. It really is. But I do thank you all. And I know it's because of word of mouth that I've got them. I know it's because of you loyal people that's in my chat. This channel's nothing without y'all. I could be talking in the mirror if it wasn't for you all. Talking to myself. But, oh my God. Crystal, that might have been worth watching. Oh, thank you, Borrow. Thank you so much. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Michelle. It would have sure been entertaining, but it would have been awful afterwards. But I love you all. Good night, and I'll probably try to go live either Sunday or Tuesday. And I'll be getting up with my cousin and her husband to let you all know when I'm actually going to do church service on my channel. Just be praying about it. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, but she's had health problems and I've been busy, and her husband, he works in fixing central air and heat units, so, and no, I'm not talking about Dutchie. I love her, but that ain't the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about my cousin. But, so, I mean, we've all just been really, really busy, so we haven't been able to put down an actual time. But I think she's going to get up with me tomorrow. Well, I know she will because I'll see her at church in the morning. But, and we're going to set that up. I'm just really be praying about it. Because I think if we all pray about it, it'll bless somebody. But I love you all. It takes zero effort to be a good human being. And if you ain't got nothing to do, come and join us on Dutchie 2.0. It's always a laugh over there. I love yous. Good night.